Everybody kind of get into their little squat stance. So shoulder width apart, and we want to load the whole foot. So when we load the whole foot, we have pressure on the big toe here, we have pressure at the base of the little toe, and then we also have pressure in the calcaneus. That's going to create kind of a tripod, and from that tripod, we're going to have better structural and neurological stability all the way up the leg. If we don't have that and the knees collapse inwards or whatever, we fall into valgus or we overcorrect into varus. But what we want is we want the athlete to have a fighting chance to keep the joints in the right position the whole move. So when we're sitting here, we're going to have pressure on the big toe right here. We're going to have pressure on the base of the little toe and on the heels. What I want you guys to do is bend the knees a little bit so that the knees go over the midfoot, maybe even into the forefoot a little bit. Now in that position, I want you to let the knees collapse inwards, and you're going to feel the base of the big toe and the heel load. Can you guys all feel that? Now that you have that, keep the base of the big toe there. Use this base of the big toe in order to push the knees outwards. So squeeze the foot to get the knees out in line with the second or the third toe. If you do that well, you should feel the medial arch of your foot actually activating. When we do this, we're using the foot to keep the tibia and the knee in position so that the glute and the hips don't have to overwork to pull the knee back into position. So now when we're talking about a squat, we're able to actually use the hips for extension to drive the hips upwards to finish the move, to finish the lift, as opposed to having to spend so much effort actually pulling the knees out to get them out of this really bad position. So if we start with a foot that's not loaded right, the rest of the body up the chain has to compensate. Does that make sense?